Hello and welcome to DayZ Standalone 0.58 stable. I'm Oberstkraut, aka Plautzen Egon, and today I'm gonna be doing a little bit something a little bit different from what I usually do with my YouTube videos. This is the first video I'm gonna record in English, and it's the first video I'm ever doing on DayZ. So I'm not really sure about what the quality is gonna be of this. But to be honest, this video is going to be mostly for myself and not so much for you guys to enjoy, but you're welcome to join and watch. The reason I'm doing this video is because 0.58 has been, for me at least, the most enjoyable stable release of DayZ so far. Mostly because I'm usually a solo player and hoarder, and I like gathering stuff and looting, and with central loot economy really working well on 0.58, I've been having a really great time, and yeah, I've been gathering lots of shit, and I've built myself a pretty impressive base, and I just wanted to record this base for when the inevitable server wipe will happen, probably with the next patch, and all of it will be gone. Alright, so on the screen right now you should see my usual character. It's not really mapped out. Let's gonna. I just returned from like a looting run, and I swapped gear again, so none of the hotkeys were mapped. Okay, so this is what I usually run around in, like blue and pretty obvious. I'm not a PvP guy, so I don't really want to ambush people or sniper or stealth and shit like that. Okay, so let's get into the base, and I'm gonna go through all the containers I've put in there, and I'm gonna leave them open so you can check out what gear is inside, and I'm also probably gonna talk a bit about some of the items in there and some of the game mechanics. And if you don't like all that stuff and just wanna see what the tent is, feel free to skip through the videos if you don't want to hear me ramble on about shit. Other than that, okay, let's get started. So there we are. This is the edge of the camp. You can see a bit there. I'm gonna give you a better look. First up, barrels, tents, truck 1, truck 2, and there's a truck 3 behind there somewhere. Big car tent, which sucks. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go through the tents first, I guess, and then the barrels, and then we should be almost done. Alright, so the very first tent I've pitched was this one here, and it sort of shows I have a sort of system by which I organize this stuff, but mostly this base grew pretty organically, and so it's a system that I can understand, but maybe doesn't make sense to you. So there's some stuff here. I even put a note in here. Welcome, congratulations on finding my base. Feel free to leave me a note. Just for the inevitable base invader that's gonna show up. Probably after I release this video, people are gonna figure that out, where this base is, and yeah, I'm gonna get raided for all my shit. Please leave a note at least. Do the courteous thing if you're gonna be a bitch and steal my shit. Alright, so this was mostly clothing and some utility supplies. Clothing otherwise is mostly stored in these barrels, so let's go to the other tents. This is the ammo tent for NATO gear. You can see MP5 max, UMP max, shit tons of Stanax, AK-101, which is the only high-end rifle that I haven't found on this server yet. Pretty sad about this, because I really like it. Other than that, shit tons of Stanax rounds. Okay, and speaking of ammunition, this should be the Eastern ammo crap. I don't paint my mags, so these are all vanilla. and of course all the ammo for it, Mosin, SVD. Then we have, I'm probably gonna stay with ammo. There's a third tent right here, which is all the other ammo that just doesn't really go into any of the east or west categories. So obviously pistol mags and the Winchester rounds and shit like that. One amphibia mag. I think I have an amphibia with another mag in it. This is sort of the main area right here where I spend most of my time. Then we have this tent right here, which is gun attachments, and also a flare gun and a cooking pot. Because the cooking pot, for some reason, I think can't be stored inside the barrels, so I have to put it in here. Most of this stuff, as far as I can manage, is pristine. I'm looking out for quality. That there are some items in here that aren't pristine or maybe damaged, but isn't too much of a problem. Fifth tent in this center base right here is my ghillie stuff. This is the full ghillie suit and the ghillie top. The hat, what you put on your head, there, and the gun wrap, plus some pants and vests and some more random Stanags, because I didn't have room in the tent anymore. General problem with the ghillie is the full ghillie is super awesome to look at, but unfortunately it makes you overheat really a lot. So even if you're lying still, this is gonna get you to overheat, so you constantly have to be wet or anything, and if you start running around, it's gonna get crazy. Plus, one thing I don't much care for is all your vests are sticking out of the ghillie. So the plate carrier I'm currently wearing, yeah, it's pretty obvious. I'm kind of compensating with this assault vest here, which is a bit more camouflaged, but it's still pretty obvious that it's sticking out. Plus the face. I don't know. I haven't found a very good solution for this. This ghillie top, as you can see, doesn't cover the whole body. Is a bit better on the whole overheating thing. But okay, I just had the materials and I built it. I went along the coast to find the netting in the boats. Alright, that's it for tents in the main area. We're gonna check out this little one back here. I don't really know. This is one of the last ones I put up, and it's just sort of dummy position. Oh yeah, I've put some rounds in there. And what's this? Nothing. Alright. Yeah, I'm also hoarding some paper to start a fire and write notes if I need to. This car tent here, by the way, pretty rubbish as I found. I mean, yeah, it does have a lot of space, but since you can scroll down on here, a lot of the inventory is obscured and you can put stuff in there. And you may notice that while there's the other two cars, white one and orange one. I so far haven't found a cargo V3S on this server, which is a bit sad. But I did try parking one of the cars in here, but as you can see, it's on a bit of an incline, and these vehicles have a tendency to slide about when you're not moving. Just a little. Every time I drive up here and park the car and it's fully stopped, I can still see it sliding for about 3 seconds or so. And since this is a pretty snug fit inside this car tent here, even the slightest slipping, which will occur, will cause the car to drift next up to a wall, and then you'll have your back wheels stuck on these sides or something like this. And this happened to me once, and I tried to drive the car out and it instantly flipped wildly onto its roof. It was quite fun roller coaster in there, but the truck landed on its roof. And well, it was flipped over after the next restart, but really isn't much use for me putting the car in here. Plus, I don't really like the car tent that much. It's very big, and despite its black color, I think it's pretty obvious. You can see it very well from even a distance. Not a big fan. Yeah, right. So, speaking of the trucks, everyone should have a gasoline canister in it, I think. And a tire repair kit in this one. I think the white one was the last one I got, and it doesn't have a gas canister in it yet. Okay, let's keep going with the tents. We've covered all of these in the main area. Let's move on. This one was the random ammo and pistol mags. This one's clothing. As you can see, more plate carriers. They're pretty easy to find on the airfield and the military bases in general. I'm also collecting style gear. As I said, I'm a hoarder, so I just want to have lots and lots of stuff. Differently colored berets, and yeah, and you still need to find some of these tracksuit stuff here. Some coats for whatever purpose. I don't really know. I never use this stuff. Prison uniform, paramedics jacket. I also have a red one, the red set. These USMC pants. You can find these at heli crashes. Yeah, big military tents. 2 of those. I don't really have any stuff in them, I think. No, just one piece of paper down here. You can see this little tile is a little different gray than the others. There's a piece of paper I put in here so I don't. So when I'm inside, I don't get the scroll wheel option to pack the tent, because every time I click the mouse, I sort of pack the tent and it pissed me off. So I put something in here to just keep them in place. I'll just look inside here quick. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Once again, these are really awesome with lots of storage space, but you can't scroll down, so it's no use putting any stuff in there. Okay, next row. The rest of these is, I think, just backpacks. Yeah, because they take up a lot of space. You can fit 2 backpacks inside a tent. There's the hunting backpacks. Surprisingly hard to find these on 0.58. I found both these hunting backpacks in random houses. There's big mountain backpacks. These are both part of style gear. The red one, obviously, when I'm going out, is the red paramedic. Super obvious and not camouflaged, so people may see me. Doesn't really stop you from getting shot, though. I'm sad to say. I had to discover. Blue one goes very well with this military gear, this Orel police gear, which I like to wear most of the time. Because I get the big pants, the 6-slot pants, and a decent jacket, and blue beret. It's just style gear, I think. Plus you can pretend you're police. This is a crap and shoots backpack for just random looting runs. The blue one, also for this gear, because sometimes the smaller backpack's really useful. You can look behind you in first person, and usually it's sufficient for what I do. I mean, I do supply runs going outside, and I don't need the big mountain backpack for everything. Yes, there are some situations when, like, you need to carry a gasoline canister or something that requires the big backpack. But other than that, here's some more random backpacks. Black one, obviously, for when you want to go out in totally black. And another just crap and shoots. Most of my gear is well maintained. These are just random barrels. They're empty so far. This is, I think, random barrel storage, which don't really have any loot in them yet. I think that's it for the tents. So let's start up with the barrels. This is where you get into the base, sort of, and this very first barrel here, this is like the dump. I come back from a mission, from a supply run, and I have gear that I can't or don't wanna sort out immediately. It's starting to rain. I'm gonna put on my raincoat. Yeah, this is just to dump random gear in that I haven't sorted out properly yet. This is just stuff from the last supply run I did. Then we have this blue one. This originally was the agriculture barrel. This canister has water in it, and the big water bottle next to it. This is just when I'm inside my camp, I use this water bottle to drink and this canister to refuel. There's a water source not too far from here. I also have a lot of these gas canisters and lamps, because I really love the nighttime lighting you get from these. It's sort of this pale light, and I think it just looks insanely awesome. Other than that, there's some plant material and pumpkin seeds for the most part. I don't know. I when I first started out on this patch, and with the base building, I did start making farms, but I kind of gave up on that because, as far as I can tell, farming is not a very good way to replenish your food and drink and health in general. I did some research on websites that give you information on the food and drinks that show you how much energy and hydration you get from them and how much space this is going to take up in your stomach. And all of the farming stuff, like tomatoes and pumpkins and shit like that, they come off really poorly in comparison to some of the canned foods you can get. And what you generally want when eating is getting the most amount of energy for the least amount of stomach content. And the very best in this category by very far is the tactical bacon on this patch. And the best agriculture product, I think, is the pumpkin, which is still very poor in comparison. Pumpkins, generally, if you want to grow some food, go for the pumpkin. According to the website information you can get on this stuff, it's the best one because it's you get the most energy for the least amount of item slots. You get the most energy for the least amount of item slots. And you also get the most plant material when harvesting, which you can then use as fertilizer for the next batch of growing. But generally, I don't know. Yeah, it's fun to do farming, but I've discovered for myself it's not really worth the effort. And you end up with something that's not really gonna do the job for me, because I'm running around a lot, which means a lot of I use a lot of energy, and I need a food source that will replenish that very efficiently, and grown food just doesn't do that. It's as simple as that. Okay, ranted on long enough. Next barrel, this is just general tools. Yeah, lots of batteries. Charcoal tablets, I picked up a lot of those. Also the water purification tablets. As far as I know, cholera is in the game at the moment at 0.58, in 0.58, which you can get cholera from drinking untreated water from a pond maybe. But as far as I can tell, as long as you are healthy or very nearly at full health, you won't get cholera at all, because I never bothered with any of this, and I frequently drink from ponds as well as wells, but I've never had any issues with that. And this is a good thing, because I found that the antibiotics you need to cure the cholera are incredibly hard to find. Charcoal tablets, really easy. Water purification, you find that in every what are they called? The greenhouses. Yeah, you'll find a lot of them in those. Yeah, fishing hooks. Fishing is also yeah, it's okay. I've done it. It's fun. I think if you did it with someone else to in a little group, you had someone to talk to, could be good fun. But I'll get into the problem with cooked meats later. Other than that, yeah, just random stuff in here. Okay, next barrel is this green one. Car batteries, glow plugs, and other than that, just a bunch of food. Food! Yeah. There's also some meat in here. This is pretty old by now. The problem is, with fish and this meat here, and all the meat you can get, even if it's well cooked, like this stuff is, you still have the problem that there's a really good chance that you're gonna get poisoned from it. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but it's just like eating rotten fruit or drinking disinfectant or something. You get the message, I have a funny taste in my mouth, and then you're poisoned, and you're gonna have to eat one charcoal tablet to cure that. This is why I have all the charcoal tablets, because I do have cooked food, cooked meats, and I do occasionally eat them. But if you do, you have to have charcoal tablets at the ready, or else you're gonna get sick. And it happened to me once when I did the fishing the first time, and I ate it, and I didn't have charcoal, and well, it got me really, really sick. I got really, really close to dying. I don't know what my residual health was, but I'm guessing I was down to below 10% health or something before the sickness wore off, and then I had to eat and drink to get energized and hydrated again and bring up my health back to normal. So I did survive it easily even without treatment, but it was touch and go there for a while. And you can't really keep yourself alive by just eating and drinking, because while you're sick you're not regenerating health as far as I know. So you're just gonna have to suffer through the sickness, and if you didn't have full health when the sickness started, chances are you're gonna die. Alright, next barrels. These are clothing, I think. Yes. Some helmets. I usually never wear them, but yeah, once again, I would usually go for the blue one, because yeah, I'm not really stealthy and sneaky. Some vests, some general gear, pants, raincoats. I obviously have green kit, but I just don't use it. More clothing. There's the red paramedic stuff. Police uniform. I also like to wear this a lot. Some more pants and the M65 jacket, obviously, because it's best jacket in the game as far as I know. Alright, let's get on with it. Next group of barrels. We have, yeah, utilities. Some of the stuff is redundant by a lot. Oh yeah, here's my mace. Fun thing. I was always hoping to get a sword, but I've never found one so far. Swords are awesome. Flashlight, pick that up. Yeah, just random stuff. There's some netting left here. I think I'm in the process of trying to make the ghillie bush rag, or what's it called? The one that just covers your shoulders, and you need 2 netting and 4 burlap strips for it. I already have 3 burlap strips. I'm not breaking up this thing here, because you never know when you're gonna need a burlap, so this is just to keep in the base. Some books again for paper. Thought I heard something there. Yeah, okay, let's go down. Yeah, this is just tools. General tools. I don't know, is this a... yeah, fishing rod. And this is my baseball bat with nails in it. Pretty awesome. All you need is a baseball bat and I think 12 or 11 nails or something. Really nice. Food and beer. Beer is important in the apocalypse. Always have some beer. And again, tactical bacon, because it is by far the best food. Beans are okay. Canned fish. The sardines and the tuna fish, they are really good too. Pretty much on the same level as the beans. The worst stuff you can eat right now is the spaghetti and the peaches. They are not really gonna help you much in the way of energy and hydration. They're just gonna fill up your stomach. Milk powder is also really good. Gives you a lot of energy, but consumes your hydration, so you're gonna have to drink some after that. More tools, spray cans, fertilizer. I use that to cure some leather in a drum. More burlap, rangefinder, which has a battery. I really hate the rangefinder in this game. A, it doesn't zoom in. B, it's only got a range of 1000 meters, which turns out is really low. Because every time I try to range some stuff, it always says range unknown because it's further away than 1000 meters. It sucks really bad. I wish this would have more range. I'm really hoping we're gonna get something better there. My favorite knife, the combat knife, the one I've had from the beginning, is in my boots, obviously, because military boots and combat knife is an awesome combination. Just because. This is sort of a random dumpster bin like the one in the entrance of the camp. Just threw some gear in here. This is stuff like, if I know I'm in danger of running into players, I'm just usually dressing up in gear that I don't give a shit about losing. I swap out. Yeah, I'm usually bringing a plate carrier, but I have several of those. And I go with the revolver and some random clothes that don't really have style. This MP5 I picked up on the last run, loot run. It just 2 police cars and I had this gun. And it has, yeah, buttstock, suppressor. It's not in very good condition. I usually wouldn't bother with it, but I'm sort of a klepto and hoarder, and I just kept it in here. Glitchy lit. Alright, last barrel on this side. Food. Yeah, cooked meat. I think it's all cow meat. I stumbled upon a patch of 4 cows, and I slaughtered them with the revolver, because, funny enough, I do like using a sniper rifle. I just think they are very elegant weapons. I really like handling a sniper rifle. Just as fun. Not to shoot people, but I'd love to have some zombies to shoot at, or animals. And the thing is, every time I come across animals, I don't have a gun with me, or at least not a sniper rifle. I usually even don't even go out with an assault rifle. I just have my pistol, and then I run around. And if I come across some nice gun, civilian or otherwise, I just pick that up. And of course the tanned leather. I'm going to make myself the entire crafted leather set, which I think you need 20 leather for it, and this is 30, so I'm all catered there for. Alright, that's most of the general stuff, and now you're probably wondering, you haven't really seen any weapons yet. Let's get to that. This is the first barrel. SKS, obviously loaded and with a PU scope. MP shotgun, loaded. And this... I think this is one of my least favorite guns in the game. The AUG. I really don't like it. Yeah, this one isn't even... I haven't even bothered cleaning this yet. For some reason you pick these up in damaged condition most of the time. I'm finding tons of these at heli crash sites, but I really don't like the gun. I don't know. It's like... no. I don't really use them in combat much, so I can't really tell how good it is in that, but as a gun in itself, I don't like it in the game. Obviously with a 60 round double clip mag. MP5, I really like this gun, just for style and the optics and the way it sounds and handles. I really like that pump action shotgun. SKS, also a nice gun. I can very well deal with this. Alright, next up we have some pistols. There's the Amphibia, another flare gun, sort of shotgun. Mosin, obviously, great gun. It is an MP5. This is a fully kitted one, I think. Yeah, it's got the red dot scope, which isn't really that fun on these guns, I think, because you have this massive... yeah. You have these massive optics and just a little sight to look through it, I think. Without the optics, you're better off. Personally, I think that. Plus, I'm not really a big fan of the MPs anyway. I don't really use them because I'm more of a range and assault rifle guy, and I can see the MPs, this MP5 and the UMP and the AK-74U. I can see those being useful in like close quarter combat, but I tend to never do this, and so I don't really have a use for these guns. AK barrel, again, I usually don't paint or do shit like that to my guns. So AK-74, fully kitted obviously. This is an AK for AKM with the attachment railguard and what's it called, the bipod, and I think a flashlight attached to it. I'm just gonna bring that out because it's really nice to see this big list of items down here. Oh, this is just worn. Yeah, and all the other stuff is in as good as good condition as I can possibly make it. And this is another AKM. I would say I prefer the AK-74 over the AKM because the 74 does have a lot less gun sway while shooting, or recoil sway. AKM's just atrocious. You can shoot one bullet, and then you're aimed in completely another direction, and your second bullet won't hit. So it's a shame you can't put these on semi-automatic. All right, next one we have FNXs. That's a 1911 Makarov. Makarov is a nice gun. You can find these everywhere, and the mags are also very abundant. UMPs, again, yeah, I have them, but and another MP5. Rifle barrel. It's the Winchester CR527 and a Sporter. I didn't find enough long-range scopes yet, so there's only 2 instead of, and this one's missing. And I don't have any spares lying around, so yeah. Really like bolt action rifle. I really love the Winchester. Another barrel, we got another AK-74. This is an M4, fully kitted with an ACOG scope, and another one of these dreadful AUGs. This one's been cleaned, so it's worn. AK-74U. Really don't like this gun. Really don't. It's just there because it's just there because reasons. SVD. Now this, I have desired this gun for as long as I heard it's gonna come to the standalone, because I love this gun in the mod, like Epoch mod, and I really wanted one of those, and the game wouldn't give it to me. I had to wait so long to actually find one of those, and when I found my first one, I picked it up, went back to the base, put it inside a barrel, and the server crashed. And the server was mean enough to remember that I had dropped the gun into a barrel. It just didn't remember that I had put it in the barrel. So barrel was empty. I didn't have it on myself, and it was gone. And I was slightly furious. And this one I just picked up very recently when I came across a heli crash site. I didn't really look for it. This is kind of the secret in general to looting. Don't look for stuff in particular. Just go out and loot for something completely different than you want, and then you'll find the stuff that you actually need. And this was sort of an instant like that. I just had returned to DayZ after spending a few weeks on GTA, and I logged in, found my camp wasn't raided yet, and was happy, and I decided to just drop all my gear that I had on me inside a tent and go out and loot up from the ground up, because I really like doing that. And I went out, and first clearing I come into heli crash and SVD, so yeah, back to the base and deposited. Shotgun, yeah, double barrel, not really good, I just have one. And this is the last gun barrel, Sporter I picked up just recently. Yeah, don't really know if I'm gonna keep it. It's just in there. I just brought it back to me, back to the base with me. Usually the M4 is in this barrel as well. This is my... every time I log out I take this M4 with me, because it's a really good one. It's got the MP attachment, so it's a really decent gun for firing, for regular play when you're just running around and you need to shoot some stuff. Of course you can have the bipod attachment, but that's more for like when you're snipering or shit like that. This is a very decent setup for this gun, in my opinion. It's more for range and not close quarter. The MP stuff is boosts ranged performance and accuracy, and the CQB makes it a bit more agile in close quarters. Alright, I think that was the last barrel, and it's getting dark. Quick check into... yeah, there's just a jerry can in there. And nothing in here, because this I just picked up recently. I'm gonna have to find a jerry can for it. The batteries and the glow plugs I have stored away and some other stuff, so that if someone comes here, they at least have to pick up the batteries and put them in before they can drive off with the car. It's obviously not gonna stop anybody, but yeah, you can hope. Okay, so this is the camp. I'm really impressed with myself for having found all this stuff, and to be honest, in not that much time. Yes, I have been playing a lot, but seeing how much gear I actually have right now, I'm really surprised at how little time it took me to gather all this stuff. If you know where you're looking for, what you're looking for, and this is maybe sort of a tip I can give you. If you're gonna loot a town, do it thoroughly. Really check every nook and cranny, every building, every shed, everything. Because the items you need are gonna be in the last place you look, and if you just go through a town and thoroughly loot it, and then you'll also get a feel for where items will spawn, in which houses, and where you should look for it. And I've also found that some items are already, and I know it's not in the game mechanics yet officially, but some items are prone to spawn in certain regions on the map more frequently than others. And yeah, this is what I do. I just run around and loot up towns and go through and maybe cycle some loot out of there. I have a couple of towns near here that I frequently go to, and I cycle the loot in there and throw out all the shit I don't want, dump it all in the streets, and then new loot will respawn, and after 1 or 2 days I can go out and pick up brand new, fresh loot that's respawned and is probably better suited to my needs than a bunch of ruined t-shirts or motorcycle helmets, which I never wear. Alright, I think that's it. I'm gonna end the video here. For those of you interested, because I know these questions are gonna come, I'm gonna post the system specs in the video description, so you can see what kind of machine I'm running this on. And other than that, of course you can post comments, but generally I'm not very frequently logging onto my YouTube account, so the chance of me answering stuff is very, very slim. Yeah, but of course you're welcome to leave a comment or a like or something like that. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching if you stayed with me up to this point, and see you soon.